although that has not been proven, I just want to make that clear that it has not been proven that this 15-year-old was impaired in any way. A autopsy and report from the medical examiner is forthcoming, so we'll know that, but I just want to let you know that the officers observed objectively the driving that was manifested by the 15-year-old, a lot of the clues of impairment that the NISTA manual, the manual that officers train with, that I've attached to my report, they observed a lot of the clues that would have led them to believe that this individual was substantially impaired. I have decided on issuing a report in conclusion. So normally when there's an event like this, the state's attorney's office and the state's attorney is asked by the department to give a declination letter. It's called a declination letter. It's a letter where the state's attorney determines whether or not they're going to charge the officers, and if they're not going to charge the officers, we give law enforcement agencies a letter declining to prosecute the officers after an objective review of the report normally that's conducted by an objective other police agency. In this case, it was the Maryland State Police crash team that conducted the investigation. Ordinarily, it's a one-page letter, two-page letter, but in this circumstance, because there were a lot of questions from the media, a lot of questions from the press and the public about what transpired, I wanted to make sure that the public had a detailed explanation or detailed list of facts, that you had access to the source material for the investigation, and that you saw my legal analysis in black and white so you could analyze my work and analyze my decision making, just so that it's all out there in front of you and you can make your own decisions. But we put a lot of time into reviewing, talking with the Maryland State Police crash team, reviewing the letters. There are 3 letters that are attached to this document that I'm giving you, that are the letters from the officers that recount from their own memory what happened. There are letters. There's one letter from Devin Smith, who is a Wacomico County school teacher, who had a great perspective, the best perspective, I believe, of what happened. He saw the car actually strike the telephone pole at the moment of impact, and he states the officers were at least 50 to 100 yards away, and that the officers were so far away that he wondered if the officers had seen the impact and wanted to let the officers know that the car had made impact with the telephone pole. And I settled on a document-style report and conclusions of the state's attorney based on my discussions with Dorchester County State's Attorney William Jones. William Jones issued a similar report and conclusions of the state's attorney, a similarly styled document when Maryland State police officer crashed, completely different set of circumstances, but when a Maryland State police officer caused the death of an individual, he did not cause it, but he was involved in an accident where the death occurred. And so I styled the report and conclusion like what was used in Dorchester County. The facts, the scope of this inquiry, of my inquiry, of course, was strictly limited to whether probable cause exists to charge any of the officers with a crime under the laws of the state of Maryland. And upon review of the investigation and the facts and circumstances, this office finds that any charges against the officer are clearly not warranted, and that the officers acted prudently and professionally in this situation.